Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alan Gallant, and and that's Patrick McCray over there. He's
Thank you.
enjoying a late night snack, which I certainly don't begrudge him.
Like my dinner,
Yes, well, there you
vegetable korma. Thank you.
go.
So we want to remember Rob Reiner, and unfortunately, unfortunately, we're having to remember Rob Reiner. I
Yes.
mean, that's just right there. But on top of that, that it's currently in the shadow of the president making uh, maybe one of the most tasteless um, statements of remembrance I've ever seen.
No. It basically became all about him rather than about any sort of actual, genuine sympathy or feeling towards Rob's family and his wife's family.
Apparently, according to Donald Trump, his Trump derangement syndrome was such that it drove his son to this.
Oh yeah,
Is the
yeah,
implication?
yeah. Olbermann had an interesting comment earlier today. He did a supplement to his normal Monday podcast, and he says this is almost an admission, almost gleeful admission that he feels like he's responsible for Rob Reiner's death through his
Oh,
stochastic terrorist sort of
oh,
the threats that he makes, hoping that his followers will follow through on.
yeah,
This has been a trend for quite some time.
yeah. I asked a maggot about this, and they said, "Well, he's the one who's calling for the death to Donald Trump and his followers."
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Which I
No.
did
No.
Reiner ever do that?
No. And there are also claims being made that he said bad things about Charlie Kirk, and he never did that either.
No, I saw the video footage of his reaction to Charlie Kirk's death, and it was unbelievably diplomatic.
One of the things about Rob Reiner, for anybody that's ever known him, is, and the testimonies coming through all the time, is that he was an incredibly kind, intelligent, creative, open, welcoming person. He had no real enemies. His rather enthusiastic opposition to Donald Trump had its basis in a lot of things, and that's political and social opposition, and has nothing to do with his death. Nothing to do with his death. His death was a tragic family situation. He had a son who had been an addict and obviously had some mental health problems, and apparently, according to at least one source, had uh, an argument with his father at a public event just a few hours before the murders took place. So
Okay. Was it over substances or addiction or
have no
dollars or
idea.
something?
Topically, it was not uh, divulged.
Yeah.
So
Um, uh, yeah, his we were talking about this earlier, and we were talking about sort of the constellation of people that he grew up with, and we were both relieved that his father, Carl Reiner, died last year. Just
previously to this
just
event, yes,
relieved only in that he did not have to experience this.
yeah,
But then the thought that Mel Brooks, his
yeah,
Uncle Mel, is having to
yeah,
experience it right now. And what a hellish day
yeah,
for that poor guy.
yeah,
Our hearts really go out to him.
yeah. There's a couple of surviving siblings also
Yeah.
that have
Uh, and he and his wife. And
yeah.
it makes you wonder, I shouldn't, but just what kind of a whirling dervish of destruction this was. Or did he get them in their sleep? Or,
Yeah, it
I mean,
probably happened that way. It probably happened that way. It was he used a knife,
yeah.
so it wasn't a gun, which is, I mean, there was some anger, some serious anger going on for that to happen, apparently. Um, I mean, I don't want to do any conjecture beyond that, but it's just an absolute tragedy. Apparently, um,
Unspeakable.
the son lived on the property. There was a like a bungalow outside the living room area, and he lived on the property. And so they were apparently trying to protect him from, and help him recover if they could. So that unfortunately turned into a very dangerous situation, which sometimes these things do. As a recovering addict, I can feel some sympathy for the son, but uh,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there are no words.
yeah.
Um, what do you associate him more as a director or as an actor?
Well,
Mhm.
it's interesting. I first knew him as an actor because my dad watched All in the Family from the
Yeah.
first episode,
Uh,
and because he knew, uh, some of the actors that were in it, and
oh, okay.
from films and
Mhm.
stuff. So he began watching that, and I would sit and watch it with him and my mother. This is back in 1971. I
Mhm.
was like 11 years old. So yeah, I knew him as Michael Stivic, Meathead, as his character was quite
Yeah.
frequently called on the series, but
Uh,
the bunker character. But that was my first thing. So I knew him as an actor first, and I saw him do guest spots where he played everything from comedic relief to villains on
really?
episodic television. Yeah, he did, and he was in an episode um, while he was still doing All in the Family. I think he was in an episode of the Rockford Files where he played the schmucky criminal type, but he was a schmucky criminal type.
Really?
Yeah, it was one of those kind of weird things. But I mean, he'd had an acting career that started in the '60s,
Yeah.
late '60s.
Yeah.
So, and independent of his father's influence, apparently. I mean, he went at it for his own stuff, but I mean, as we found out later, he has had his father's genius for directing, writing, and performing,
Mhm.
all three. Once he started, writing, I think he was a writer on the Smothers Brothers, actually, briefly. I'm pretty sure that that's the case. They hired a lot of people. They hired a ton of people
Steve
for that
Martin,
show.
Carl Gottlieb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, just amazing coaching tree, if you will, to put it in a sports parlance. But then later, of course, he starts. Stand By Me was probably my first revelatory film, seeing his direction and the power of his and genius of his direction.
He and it seems like he and Ron Howard both started directing around the same time.
Ronnie a
What was
little bit
his
earlier, cause yeah, but close.
what was his first feature?
I don't know. My memory only goes back to Stand By
Okay.
Me. So, and I'm
Okay.
sure he did stuff before that, but
Yeah.
I am not. I'm not at all sure
Mhm.
of what that. I mean, obviously the benchmarks are Stand By Me, When Harry Met Sally,
Few Good Men.
Few Good Men. Everybody. Uh, he. Um, I'm trying to think of his name now.
Oh, The
Footloose.
Sure Thing. I
The
think
Sure
The
Thing?
Sure Thing might have been his
Maybe,
debut.
maybe. Somebody put out a tribute to him today on TikTok. It was Kevin Bacon, who was in A Few
Oh,
Good Men,
yeah.
and he said it was the most comfortable and fun he had ever had and has ever had on a film set
Isn't that great?
because of Rob Reiner's ability to put actors at ease and just get the work from them
Yeah.
without being, like that.
Yeah.
He was just always relaxed and friendly. He said he ate lunch with the actors every day. So, you know, he says, and that's never happened since.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably had lunch with directors outside of the, film.
Well, that really tells you
Whatever.
where his
But
priorities are
yeah, but
and how he gets the performances he gets.
yes, yeah,
God.
oh yeah, absolutely. And of course, his first wife was Penny Marshall, who was also a brilliant director.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
They had a daughter together, who's
Okay.
also unfortunately a part of this tragedy. But um, yeah, I mean, there's just a huge amount of talent there. The Marshall family and the
Last night,
Reiners.
it's ironic. Last night I was watching Spinal Tap 2. I was watching him
I
in
have
that.
yet to see it. It's on Max, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's where it is now. I'm gonna have to wait for that to get off
Yeah.
Max. But
But it was very ironic.
yeah, it
It
must
was
have been
that,
kind of
that,
strange
yeah.
too,
Yeah.
that he was gone.
Um, yeah. Just this perennial presence, going back my entire life. I mean, I remember I was born in
Yeah.
'71, so
Yep.
all in the family was part of the background noise. It was that show everybody watched,
It's true.
despite their political compass, thinking
Yeah.
that it was talking to them.
Yeah. And Norman Lear probably played a great part in getting his activist side going because Norman
Oh,
Lear
I'm
was an
sure.
activist.
I'm sure.
Um, you know.
He's very good. If you want to hear a good Rob Reiner performance, this is going to sound crazy, but just go with me. On the audio drama, the audio book of World War Z, he plays the president. And he's a guy who did not. I think he maybe was vice president. Didn't think he would be
Oh,
president. He was
so
a real
he's
'60s radical type figure. And but nonetheless, he was a great president,
yeah,
even though he was not a hawk.
yeah,
He was a great president during the Z crisis,
yeah.
and he survives because the whole conceit of the audiobook, one of the best audiobooks ever put together. The book is interviews.
Right.
And so the audiobook is the recordings of those
Those are the
interviews.
interviews. Yeah, that's cool.
And so Carl Reiner's also in it, Rob Reiner, Alan Alda, I'm sure all of Trump's favorite people.
Yes, I'm sure. All the
Uh,
people from that neighborhood there in LA.
yes,
It's just
yes, yeah.
yeah,
Max got
yeah,
his pals,
yeah.
and Carl Reiner plays an Israeli secret agent,
Oh
a
Lord.
retired Israeli secret, and he's very good.
I bet he
He's
is.
very good. I mean, he is deadly cold.
Yes.
But Rob Reiner, he keeps coming back to Rob Reiner's character to comment on things.
Hmm.
He's wonderful.
Hmm.
He's just terrific. He's so relaxed. There was never any artifice. Rob Reiner was never an actor who was trying. He
No,
just was there.
the work. Yeah, the work wasn't available for the audience to go, "Wow, he's really acting up a storm."
No,
That's
but
and that
but
of
he was
course
there.
is
It was always truthful.
the mark of a good actor. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And my mother had Rob Reiner stories because she went to Interlaken with him every year.
yeah.
And so she would talk about little Robbie Reiner,
Little Robbie
her
Ryan
pal from back then.
when he was just a youngster.
Yeah. She would devastated.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I would imagine so.
But I just thought it was appropriate for us to say something.
Yes, I agree, and I think it's also it's such as he would say, it's a mitzvah that we have his body of work
Yes, it
to
is.
carry on after him, and also his body of work as an activist, which we must carry on,
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we shall.
and we shall.
All
Well,
right.
Alan Gallant,
Patrick McCray.
thanks for stopping by.
Good night.